We're on to learning unit number 2. Learning unit number 2 is called, and what we're looking at is identification of the issue. So I'm going to explain that a little bit further, but before I do, I want to make sure that you know to please check the dates for learning unit number 2 and number 3. Learning unit number 2, this one is extended from March 18th through March 26th. And that the reason for that is because we have a short little Easter break, March 27th through April 1st. So this learning unit is a little bit longer. It'll go until Tuesday instead of closing on Sunday. And then learning unit number 3 is going to be a little bit different as well. So that'll start April 2nd through 7th. So just note the dates. So for this learning unit, the learning outcomes are to really look at 3 key healthcare policy issues that affect our nursing profession and the patients that we serve. You're going to describe nurse leader involvement in the policy-making process for proposals that really improve health systems, job satisfaction, and public health. And we're going to take an in-depth look at workplace violence. So by Tuesday, you should have read Chapter 3, which is problem identification and agenda setting, and you're going to complete the following activities. So the first is for everyone, whether you choose workplace violence as one of the 3 issues, policy issues or not, we're all going to view this free on-demand ANA webinar, Workplace Violence. It really is excellent. It starts off a little slow, but the second speaker or the main speaker is really phenomenal. So you click on the link and it asks you for a little bit of information, name, email, I think, and immediately you're able to start. And if for any reason you have problems with that and you can't access it, there is a section when you click on that says already registered, put in your email. And if you would just put in my email, jstanley@mercyhurst.edu. But otherwise, you should be able to do this by yourself. If this is one of the 3 issues that you're really interested in working further on this whole course, then go to the Policy Issues tab on the left-hand side and click on Policy Issues, and you'll see Workplace Violence. You can get more information. Also in that Policy Issues tab that I have linked here is medical aid in dying. So if you're interested in the policy issue of medical aid in dying, then you can click on here and it will show you a few more sources of information just to further get you involved in your selection. The third and last policy issue that we're going to have an opportunity to select from is nurse staffing ratios. And this is the link again to the same policy issue tab on the left-hand side that I've provided a number of different resources for nurse staffing ratios. You are going to pick one of those 3, but everyone during this learning unit will be completing the ANA webinar. That is, besides reading Chapter 3, this is our key content for the week. So after you have viewed that ANA webinar and after you had looked at those 3 issues, just general as far as the information that's available, and decided which one of those policy issues that you're going to focus on, you're going to share that with us in discussion board 2. So which one are you going to work on? And why did you choose this topic? And then the second part of the discussion is to summarize the information that you learned from the ANA webinar on violence against nurses. So the discussion does not have a reply this week because I just want everybody to share which one of the topics they're choosing, why, and summarizing the information from the webinar. So the other assignment this week is the planned change policy assignment. We're going to focus on assignment number 1. But the purpose for these, a total of 5 assignments, because the last one is your final planned change policy. The nursing profession can really influence healthcare policy. We do it at the local, state, federal, and even global level. But most nurses, a majority of nurses, don't engage in health policy. So this is going to be a learning opportunity to help prepare you to address policy issues in healthcare and to advocate for both our profession and our patients. So you're going to see a total of 5 assignments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see they have different weeks that they're due. And the first thing that you know or should know is each assignment is going to build on the previous assignments. So for instance, your final planned policy change that you're going to submit in week 6 is a document that includes your assignment 1, what your issue is, choosing a champion, the background, and the timeline. That is the final paper. So besides working on this each week and then reviewing the feedback and making tweaks in your document, additions, revisions based on my feedback, this final document is going to be completed. So we're really scaffolding the issue. So each of these assignments, each of the 5 are worth 100 points each. And you're going to see the grading rubric used for each of them on page 13 of your syllabus. So the first one, so this is information that's going to pertain to all of them. But what do we do this first week? If I click on here, I'm going to see that there is a document. And this is going to provide me with the information that I need for the first assignment. It starts with the same information I just viewed or just reviewed. This is assignment number 1, which is due in week 2. A simpler way of looking at it is on your syllabus. For some reason, this is a little bit more complex. So if you look at your syllabus, it's going to be very clear what week 1 issue is. So you're going to identify the issue. And that's what is a summary of the health policy issue with supporting information. The rationale for identification with this specific issue is needed. So you're going to clearly state information regarding the policy issue. And you're going to show that your research is clear and organized, doesn't have spelling and grammar issues, and it's done APA format. So for each one of the 4 assignments, because the last one is your final, you're going to be doing like a 1 to 2 pager. Nothing more, but the content will be 1 to 2 pages. You're going to build on each document. So you're going to have one document, and you're going to just call it planned policy change. And then week 1, you're going to put in that document. Then for week 2, you're going to add on the week 2 issue. So I hope that's clear. I want you to just have one document that you submit each time you submit. So for the first week, obviously it's just going to be 1 to 2 pages, and it's going to be identification of the issue. But then for next week, you're going to be doing a SWOT analysis. And I want you to put that content on your original document. And then week 4, you put the content of the background on with these other two. And then week 5, you put the timeline and evaluation onto the same document and submit it. So that what you're going to have is a nearly complete planned policy change that you submit week 6. Everything is in one spot. It also helps me to remember your original weeks. So when I'm looking at the background for your issue, I also want to look and see, oh yes, you identified this issue. This was your champion. You did a SWOT analysis. Now you're giving me the background. So it's pretty clear just to keep it all in one document and every week submit. So on week 5, you're actually submitting the document that includes all of these. I hope it's clear. And so and there's a grading rubric for each one of the assignments. It's the same. So you can see if you're exemplary, this is all going to add up to 100 points. But be clear. Make sure it's evidence-based. Elaborate on the content. Make sure it's accurate, logical, and of course, no spelling, grammar issues, and APA formatted. So again, if you look at the syllabus, it may be a little bit clearer because then it has learning assignment number 1, and you just see this information. So we're off, and if any questions, please ask me, but we're off to a really good start, and you are going to really better understand policy change because you're going to plan your policy change, whether it be on workplace violence, medical assistance in dying, or nursing staffing. Nurse staffing. So one of those 3 topics. Thank you, and I hope you have a great week. And remember, it's extended until Tuesday. So your discussion board, seeing that there's no replies, that won't need to be done. All of your work, the last day would be Tuesday. Thank you.